Facebook. Good afternoon, IG. Let me get IG on here. How are you guys doing out there today? Hello, hello. Elaine Proby here, CEO, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. I'm glad you guys came back today to get some good information. We have some great news today, guys. Great news today. We're going to talk about the stimulus benefits. We're going to talk about the unemployment. We're going to talk about the tax effect of this stuff. And so, this is some great information today. Good news. President Biden have signed the bill today, the $1.9 trillion bill. President Biden signed that bill today. And what happened is that it is considered a historic bill. It's the largest bill that they have ever signed into law, the largest bill. So hi, IG, good afternoon. How you guys doing out there? Okay. Hello, Womack. Hi, Klaus for Pop. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. So the largest bill, this is historic, $1.9 trillion. President Biden signed it today, just hot off the press. Guys, this is perfect timing. So now that everything we talked about is actually already signed into law. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the stimulus check. About how this is going to affect your unemployment, is going to affect your taxes. So that's what we're going to be doing today, okay? Let's start off with the stimulus check, guys, which is everybody's been waiting on this. The $1,400 stimulus check is signed into law. And the great news is that this check will be given to everyone that makes, if you're single, less than $80,000. If you're head of household, it's $120,000. And if you're married, filing joint, it's $160,000. If you make less than that, you are eligible to get this check. Great news is it's every dependent. Remember the last stimulus check, your dependent had to be under 17, it had to be, not that college age. We missed all of that. This one is for every dependent that's on your tax return will get $1,400 for each dependent. Okay, so this is excellent news. There's one thing about the stimulus check, though, is that if you don't have a valid social security number, so if you have a tax return that's filed and say one person on there has an ITIN, for instance, they don't have a valid social security number, so that person will not get a $1,400 check. However, if there's dependents on there with good social security numbers, you will get a $1,400 check for those dependents. Okay, so it's not for the ITIN. If you have a social security number, you will get $1,400 for each person with a valid social security number. Okay, so this is great news. And even the best part of it is that the IRS is expecting to start sending these checks out as early as this weekend. So if you get some money in your bank account over the weekend, guys, this is what's going on. For those of you who have a bank account unfiled with the IRS, that money could be deposited to your bank account as early as this weekend. Of course, this is sooner than they had anticipated because they were saying maybe the end of the month, but this is even sooner than that. So this is great news today. Hi, Diamond Cole. Thanks for jumping on. All right. So then I want you guys to realize that this stimulus check and none of the other stimulus check is not taxable. Okay, so a lot of people think that they pay taxes on it or they got to pay it back. All right, I had a client call me and ask me if they have to pay back the $1,200 when they file their taxes. If they take it out their refund, no, you don't have to pay any of this money back. Okay, now the other part of that is the stimulus check will be based on the earliest tax return that you file. So if you file 2020. It will be based on 2020. And if you haven't filed 20 as yet, it will be based on your 2019. Now, the good news for that is the people who have gotten new dependents in 2020, I've had some clients who have had, babies in 2020, so they have new dependents in 2020. So the good news about the 2020 taxes for those people who have already filed with their new dependents that was born in 2020, they'll get a stimulus check for those kids. So, of course, if they base it on your 19 and you haven't filed your 20, it's going to be based on the amount of dependents you have for your 2019 taxes. So if you had any new dependents in 2020, guys, more than 19, it'd be a great thing to have those 2020 taxes filed so you can have the additional dependents on your tax return. Okay, so that's the great news about the stimulus check. Again, if you moved right in the last year or so, if you moved and you need to do a change of address, because if there's not a bank account on file, they will mail your stimulus check. Okay, and if you moved, You want to make sure that they have your correct address on file, guys. Go online, go to the IRS or call them, do a change of address. Make sure that they have that information on file, because you don't want the check to, of course, get lost. We've been waiting on this money for a long time. All right. So if you know that you moved, make sure that you go ahead and change your address. For those of you who have bank accounts, they will be depositing the money there. And they would also be sending out cards. You know, last time they had these cash cards that they had put the money on, and they was mailing those out to some folks. So you look out for the cash cards as well. Okay. So that's the great news on the stimulus check today, guys. Again, we don't have to wonder about it anymore. It is signed. The bill is signed. And so that money will be going out to most Americans. And it will be starting this weekend. Right. So let's go to my point number 2 today. We want to talk about is the unemployment. The unemployment is a part of this bill. And initially, the pandemic unemployment was going to expire the end of March. Again, that would have been, most devastating. So it's extended to September the 6th, right? So there's an additional 25 more weeks got added to the unemployment, guys. So the federal is adding $300 per week to any unemployment that the state is giving you for another 25 weeks up until September the 6th. So again, that's the federal unemployment. And again, all the people who have been self-employed, if you're a gig worker, you're self-employed, you were independent contractor, you can file for the pandemic unemployment and you'll be a part of this $300 a week payment from the federal government. Okay. So if for any reason you're not getting any unemployment now, make sure that you file. And if you have already filed and you are getting the unemployment, you don't have to do anything. It will be extended until September the 6th. That's the unemployment benefits, right? And then on top of it, the states will extend their period for 53 more weeks, because some of the states' unemployment was going to expire like in 30 weeks, some of them is 26 weeks. But with the new bill, the state unemployment benefits will extend for another 53 weeks. So if you got the state unemployment benefit and you got the federal unemployment benefit, so that would be total for your weekly benefit. The feds for another 25 weeks and your state for another 53 weeks, guys. Okay, so this is going to be major help for the family. Again, this is, like I said, it's the bill is the largest bill, and it is scale so that it will help the economy, help the household directly. And again, there's a lot more in there to help all the businesses and, just hopefully get money into the economy so we can kind of get back on our feet. All right. So hi, Laverne. Kids asking is getting a stimulus check. What's that hearing on the news? All right. So here's a question. The kid is asking, is she getting a stimulus check? Hearing this on the news. So if you file a tax return, you will get a stimulus check. If you're a dependent on someone else's tax return, they will get the check. Okay. So if you are a dependent, so whatever child that is, if you're a dependent on someone else's return, they will get the check for you. But if you file your own return, you will get the check. Diamond Cole, you have a question. Let's see. How does the $10,200 work within the new bill towards the 2020 taxes? Okay, yeah, so we're going to talk about that right now. Diamond Cole, we'll talk about the tax effect of the unemployment. So I will get to that right now. Hi, Andy. Let's see, but having a good passion after information. Oh, thank you. All right, so I guess if you guys have no more questions on the unemployment benefits, I'm going to move on and answer Diamond Cole question and get into what part of the unemployment benefit or this stimulus check is taxable. That's my third point today, guys, the tax effect of the unemployment benefit. And of course, a lot of people have opted out of taking taxes out of their unemployment benefit. Unemployment is considered taxable income for the federal government. Most states don't even tax it. California do not tax your unemployment at all. But the federal will consider it taxable income, so the federal do tax your unemployment benefits, right? But with the new bill, there's some good news in there. There's $10,200 to your question, Diamond Cole. $10,200 is going to be exempt from taxes. So if you have gotten, let's say, $20,000 worth of unemployment, $10,200 of that unemployment will not be taxable, will be exempt from taxes for the federal government. Okay, so that's the good news. I mean, that's even better. So now you get the unemployment, and so you won't have a tax situation for at least 10,200 of it, which is excellent because I have a lot of people who is owing taxes because of the unemployment. The second part of that is if you have already filed your taxes. Now, this is a tricky part, because if you have already filed your taxes, the federal government is saying that the IRS says that we haven't figured out quite what we're going to do with all the people who have already filed their 2020 taxes. So everyone is probably going to have to amend their tax return. This is going to be, a lot, but a lot of people is going to probably have to amend their tax returns if you have already filed and you got unemployment, because this 10,200, they're making it effective for 2020. All right. I thought it was going to be 2021 going forward, but 2020. So the IRS haven't figured out quite how they're going to do this. So we're going to have to stay tuned and see how this is going to work. But in the meantime, if you have already filed your taxes, hold tight, because if some adjustment need to be made, you can always amend those taxes. Not a problem. You can get them all amended. And if you haven't filed, we can make sure that there is an adjustment for the $10,200, and you don't have to pay taxes on the unemployment. Okay. So as far as the taxable benefit of the taxable effect on the unemployment, again, I want you guys to understand the stimulus check is not taxable income. And I know we said taxes on unemployment, but I just do have to make that clear, because I'm still getting questions. A lot of clients are still asking about how that is being treated. I want to double back. One more thing on the stimulus check, guys, and I didn't mention this before. If you did not get your stimulus check number one, which is the $1,200 per person, or the $600, if you did not get any one of those two stimulus check, you can file for those under the recovery rebate credit on your 2020 taxes, right? So there's a lot of questions again about that. I haven't gotten my stimulus check, neither one of them. And a lot of people wants to know if they can still get that. No, it's not a loss. You could still file and get it. And for those of you who don't have a filing requirement, guys, you could file just to claim the stimulus check. If you never got it, you can file a return just to claim those checks, all right? So I've done plenty of returns like that. A lot of clients called in and they never got it. So what we did was we filed their taxes and they have gotten the stimulus check. My son didn't receive the second stimulus check. Is it too late to file for it? No. So, Deborah, no, it's not too late. As a matter of fact, we can file that 2020 tax return right now for your son, and the recovery rebate credit will give him the stimulus check, and he can have that money deposited into his bank account. And then, of course, using his 2020 taxes, he'll be eligible to get the $1,400 as well. Okay, so again, we can take care of that, and that's not a problem. All right, so great questions, you guys, great questions. So let me recap what we discussed today. College for Pop, how you doing? How you guys doing, Bomac? Let's recap what we talked about today, guys. The stimulus benefits and unemployment. Again, great news. The $1.9 trillion bill is signed today. President Biden signed that just hours ago. So there's no question about whether or not we're getting this. Okay, so that's a done deal. So the stimulus check is the first thing we talked about, the $1,400 per person, and it includes all your eligible dependents, everything's on your taxes. It doesn't matter what age they are, which is great. The only other part of that, they have to have a valid Social Security number, okay? The second thing is the unemployment extension for the pandemic unemployment up to September the 6th. This is great news because the second unemployment was due to expire at the end of March. And that was going to put a lot of people into dire needs again. So once again, that has been extended. So that is perfect. So we have until September the 6th on the unemployment for the federal portion of it. And then for the state, they have extended that to 53 weeks on your state unemployment benefit. Okay. So that allows you to get more money for a longer period of time. And hopefully everybody can get back on their feet a little bit quicker. And then the tax effect of it all, guys, $10,200 of your unemployment is exempt. A lot of people get into tax problems by, claiming unemployment and not having any taxes taken out. And when the unemployment gets added to your other income, it makes a tax difference on your taxes. So right now, that's a great thing about the $10,200 exclusion. All right. So there's a question over here. Hi, Claudette. Thanks for jumping on. Let's see. Lee Smith have a question. Any info on the tax child credit? The child tax credit has been increased. Things like $3,600. Right now it's $3,000. That has been increased. you know, people can get the child tax credit in advance on a monthly advancement. So you can have money throughout the year as opposed to waiting to the end of the year when you file the taxes and get this money back. Okay, so they're doing everything to try to keep money flowing within the households, guys, and to keep people afloat individually and business wise, so that hopefully we can, you know, the country can get back on its feet and we can all get back into a better financial condition, especially here in 2021 going forward. All right. Any other questions out here? This is great. Claudette, I just jumped on, but can you get the stimulation check if you have no income? Yes. If you have no income, guys, the stimulus check, you can get the stimulus check is for every American that is eligible. If you're single and you make less than $80,000, so if you have no income, you can get the stimulus check. If you're on any type of benefits, right, where they already, let's say you're on Social Security benefits and kind of disability, any type of other benefits that you're on, the government already have your information. They should automatically deposit the stimulus money into your bank account. So you shouldn't have to do anything. However, that you are eligible for the stimulus check, and it's for every American whose income is under 80,000 as a single person, 120,000 if in fact you are head of household, and 160 if you're married. And if you have no income, of course, you're eligible for the money. All right. That's great. Hope that answered your question. All right. So great question today. I am enjoying this. This is awesome. You guys, I want to thank you all for jumping on. Anything else regarding the stimulus check? If for any reason you have any questions regarding any of this stuff, give us a call here at PROBY'S Tax and Accounting, 323-290-9034, and or visit our website at probiztax.com. Guys, we are here to bring you this information. One of the things we want to make sure is that at least you're abreast of all this stuff. You can make sure that you stay in tune and get finances to assist you going forward. And then, of course, once you you get back on your feet, we can also start accumulating money so we can set it aside so you can continue to build some wealth. And of course, we can get through COVID and get on the other side of this thing without any more financial stress. This is what this is all about. So if you guys make sure that you hit like and share on this video, and then turn on your notifications so you can be notified whenever we have any more of this great information to share with you. Okay, so I really enjoy you guys coming on here today. Again, Elaine Proby, CEO, PROBY'S Tax and Accounting. And right here, we're in the midst of tax season. So if you guys need to file any taxes for either to get these stimulus, one and two, you have to file 2020. No earned anything, just file the taxes and get that. All right, so with your, and then I look forward to hearing from you guys if you need any of our services. 290-9034. All right, so I'm out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I want you guys to stay safe, listen to instructions. You got to get out of COVID. You got to get out of this thing. And so you guys follow instructions, all right? And then I want you guys to take care of each other and take care of yourself. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.